What's going on, guys? Today's video is going to be about a pretty interesting lighter. This is called a rope lighter because the obvious rope, that is actually the fuel source for this lighter. Not only do you not put liquid fuel in here, there's no lighter fluid, there's no butane fluid, nothing like that at all. The actual cotton rope is the fuel source, but in addition to that, there's no flame. So it's really interesting. Obviously, the most common term for this is a rope lighter because it uses this rope. However, there's a lot of other terms for it. You'll see it sold as a shepherd's lighter is a common name for it, a sailor's lighter, also a trench lighter. A lot of times you'll see this to say like, you know, World War II trench lighter, just because apparently it was used during that era, but it's a very, very old lighter design. In the case of a sailor, the idea is this is completely windproof because there's no actual flame. You're lighting things off of an ember, a burning ember, which is on the actual rope. Now, oftentimes you'll see it like this where it's tied up. This has no significance. There's no reason this needs to be tied other than it's not a really long piece of rope hanging. So obviously as you use the rope, you can keep feeding it through and untie this so you have more of that fuel. So this is how this works. It's a really simple concept. This is the most common design, but there are plenty of other designs that use caps, as well as like sometimes there'll be a wheel on the side you use to push the rope up. But in this case, it's just a ball. All right, as you pull the ball up, you'll see that this is attached to a little rod, I guess let's call it. And all that has is just a little loop or a hook, kind of like a paper clip, and that's hooked into the rope here. All right, so the idea is it gives you something to pull up, but also when you're done using this lighter, you pull the rope down and it seals the top, which cuts off the oxygen supply, which snuffs out the ember, okay, so you can reuse it later. Now, obviously, as the rope burns, you want to take this piece out, you know, and then put it a little bit further down. And you keep repeating that process until you run out of rope. So this is how it works. There's a wheel here. There's a little flint underneath the wheel. In this tube here, there's a spring. When the flint gets low or you have to replace it, you simply unscrew this piece and the whole, you know, spring will come out, just kind of like a Zippo lighter. And then you can replace that flint. So all this is going to do is throw sparks on top of the rope that is already charred, and an ember is going to start. So it's a really simple concept. I'll show you here. Just going to twist this around so the ball is away from here. You just hold it close to it, give it a spark. You see how the spark landed on there? I'm actually going to do another one towards the top here. All right, see how it landed a bunch of spots? I'm just going to blow on it. And there you go. And that will continue to burn. You have a nice hot ember to start fires. You can use this, I mean, in the case of the sailors, apparently they would, you know, dip this down into their pipe to light their pipe, even if they're up on top with incredible winds from storms and stuff. There's no actual flame to blow out. Of course, you know, naturally it's going to burn pretty cool, but if you blow on it, it'll heat up quite a bit. You know, and that's pretty much it. That's how you use this lighter. You can use this to light fuses. You can, you know, blow on it next to another wick or something to light a candle and so forth. Pretty simple concept, right? And then when you pull the rope down, it goes back in the tube and the ball again seals off the tube from oxygen, so it basically just puts out that ember. So you just wait there for a few seconds for it to completely go out. If you pull it down and then pull it back up, it'll still be lit. All right, so as you can see, now it's completely out. Really, really simple concept. Like I said, there are some other variants on this design. Instead of this whole ball with the hook thing, some of them have an actual cap that goes on top, and on the side there's like a little wheel, so as you spin the wheel, it'll push the rope up or down depending on whatever direction you're going. And there's other designs as well, but that's basically the concept, is that you have a dry cotton rope, all right, and you're just throwing sparks at the charred end of it, and it works exactly like char cloth would. You know, if you're into bushcrafting and stuff, same thing. It'll catch a spark, it'll create an ember, and it'll hold that ember for as long as you need it. All right, pretty cool though. Pretty interesting design since there's no fuel and no flame. So if you ever see these things, that's exactly how it works. Big tidbit though, which a lot of people don't know, is when you get these brand new, it's not charred or anything. The end of the rope is just a fresh, you know, cut piece of rope. You have to take a separate flame, lighter, matches, whatever, and you have to do an initial char on there so that the sparks will catch. Alright, so here's a closer look of it. I'll give you another demo up close because I'm not sure when I was talking what was actually being shown. So you can see it's just the charred end of that cotton. Throw some sparks. Some landed on my hand there. And there you go. You don't even have to blow on it. It just gets that a lot hotter and spreads it faster. But there you go. You have a burning ember. You can use that to light whatever you want. And you're all done. Just pull it down. So that's it. Pretty simple design. These range anywhere from $4 or $5 on average for these like cheap modern ones, all the way up to who knows what. If it is a World War II. I don't know how they verify that kind of stuff, but some of the older ones, they will fetch a higher price tag if they're a little bit beefier, heavier, a little bit, better made. But this one works just fine, so you can pick these up all day for, $5 or so. And it's a kind of a cool novelty lighter. Awesome for bushcraft as well. If you are used to making char cloth and, getting your ferro rod out and throwing sparks at it, I mean, this is the same concept, but it's just all in one little package, portable. You can throw it in your pack or pocket or whatever. And just use it continuously. Obviously, you could see this will burn for quite a long time, and you have quite a long rope that comes with these. So plenty of fuel source for that. But anyway, that's all. Just had some questions on a rope lighter a long time ago, and I never made a video about it. And I think I traded it off, and I just got this one recently, so I wanted to do another video just to kind of talk about it a little bit. I think it's a really interesting lighter if you happen to collect lighters. Or again, if you're just into, outdoorsy type stuff, making fires all the time, maybe something a little bit different to try. So let me know down below if you have a rope lighter at home, and if so, what do you use it for? Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow with another video. Take care.